Rugby League is back.
Drum roll, please.
You're a true Warriors fan.
I have no recollection of that hot take.
We don't all have to agree.
It's good to be back.
It's just a really boring thing.
Oh, no.
Start winning some games.
I think there'll be a lot of changes to the team.
I've got them making the 8 for mine.
Let's go. Hello, folks, and welcome back to The Advantage Line. This is TAB's Rugby League Betting Podcast. My name is Karl. That is Paul Mawate for the third time today. Not that you'll know.
No. I'll tell you.
It's been a tough start, Paul.
It's been huge. We've been talking for about 15 minutes without the record button on. So that we can't even put it in the bloopers because it didn't actually get recorded. No one will know what happened, but it was some of the most riveting rugby league talk that you would ever want to hear.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Teddy. How you going, man?
Well, this is a nicer introduction than take two, so much better.
And Searley, you still good?
Yeah, I'm still good. I do have to say the listeners missed out. I've never heard Paulie break down attacking shape and plays. I thought it was Cooper Cronk, so we'll have to bring that back over the next couple of weeks because he is well and truly a student of the game, that bloke.
I am New Zealand's Cooper Cronk. You are right, Searley.
Wow.
Cooper Shonk.
Cooper Plonk.
I don't mind a bit of plonk.
Oh, this is a fun game. Let's keep going. We did a blind ranking, but it's no longer blind, so we might just whack those up on social as a wee graphic and let the punters decide. So what we're going to do, we set some rules of the punting. Doesn't matter. We know that internally now. We're going to talk injuries. There was a pretty bad injury over the weekend, fellas. Not nice when you see someone's ankle pointing the wrong way. I've seen that happen in real life. That's gross. But I thought I'd run through. I've got a few kind of injuries on the funnier side. Thing. We could just have a general chat about some of these injuries and whether or not you remember them and all of that. So I'll go through this list. I thought this is courtesy of Reddit. So please don't fact check me on this. First one I've got here, Albert Hopewate. Any ideas what Albert did? Why he sat
Injured
out?
finger.
Broke his finger? Yeah.
Yeah, followed his father.
Wow.
No, in terms of whoa. I mean, followed in his footsteps.
That's not any better. No, I've got Albert Hopewate missed some games because he burnt his arm after an oil can behind the barbecue exploded.
Whoa.
That's right.
Seems dangerous.
Not bad.
That was Luke Brooks's barbecue, wasn't it?
Oh.
I don't think the Tigers forked out for the gas bottle. So.
Next one here, I've got Peter Wallace. He's on this list a couple of times. First one though, slicing his hand while fishing, and he got barreled over by some waves. So he must have been on the rocks or sort of knee deep in some water and got smashed there. This one feels like it could have been a little bit more serious. Stephen Kearney and Jason Donnelly. Any idea?
Oh, this was good. The balcony collapse on the tour of the 93 tour.
Yeah, in France.
France.
What?
It's crazy.
Yeah, balcony collapsed and they were both on it.
How far up was the balcony? Like just the
First floor, I think. But anyway, does it really matter how high it is if a balcony collapses, Paul?
No, it does. No. Because if you're 24 stories up and it collapses, that's a lot worse than the first strike. Sure.
Okay, fair enough. But
yeah.
Well, it might explain some of the coaching that we saw in the later years anyway.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know you were an engineer, Paul.
I'm a Bronc of engineering.
Greg Eastwood. Does anyone remember this one?
How could he get injured?
Rolled his ankle.
Oh, triggering his kid's car.
Standing on a Lightning McQueen car. Yeah.
Ka-chow. What do you do? Like Is that like one of those Matchbox cars, or are you doing
Yeah.
something a wee bit bigger?
Do you know who Lightning McQueen is?
No.
Only the greatest racer of all time.
He doesn't even know who Olivia Dean is.
To be fair to him, I don't know who Olivia Dean is.
Thank you very much.
Who's Olivia Dean?
Aha! Bang!
She's going to be performing the NRL halftime show. You know the song Man I Need that's like literally dominated the world for the past 6 months?
Oh, you should really speak to my wife. I've not engaged in pop culture in 20 years. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Can you give us a Get it off before we get copyrighted. Get it off.
You know that song.
I've
Yeah,
never heard it.
I've heard it. I'm with you.
Never heard it in my life.
Well, she's in October, same weekend in Sydney, the same weekend as the NRL Grand Final. So hopefully she'll be performing halftime.
Bring back
pregame,
Cold
whatever.
Chisel.
Yeah, bring back cultures every year, and then Tina Turner impersonators every 10th year.
Yes, correct. Yep, perfect.
Okay. Can we carry on the injury thing, please?
Yes.
Jack Whiten, he tore the tendon off the bone jumping
In
on
Orange? In Orange?
Was it?
Right, man, yeah. Back in Orange with his 6-year-old brother.
Wow.
Ricky
Your house?
Stewart was not happy. Ricky Stewart was not happy either.
Okay. This one's a good one. Tim Brasher. Any ideas?
Oh, Tim Brasher.
No, I know it was at the Cowboys. He only played a few games for him and then retired because of it.
He blew his knee out falling off a chair while cleaning a ceiling fan.
Oh, well, I will never clean a ceiling fan again. I want safety first.
Mm.
He didn't miss the game. He missed the start of the game. This one, I remember watching this. Do you remember Joey Leilua and the firework incident?
I was at that game in Melbourne and it blew up in his face.
That was crazy, wasn't it?
It was so good.
Wow. We've got Peter Wallace, Tyson Frizzell, Chanel Harris-Tavita, and Tom Dearden. Do you know what they all have in common? They have all played while rupturing their testicle.
Oh, that's right.
Ouch.
That would hurt.
Oh,
A couple more here. Kevin Locke. Do you remember when he scored the try against the Roosters?
Wrapped himself around the post.
Yeah. That was brutal in Christchurch.
oh,
It was a match-winning try, though, wasn't it? I think I might have got my own last try scorer there. Big fan.
Of course you did.
always a bit of sunshine from Teddy.
Always look on the bright side.
This one is concerning. One of my great loves combined with one of my great fears. Christian Welch missed the game because he got bit by a spider playing golf.
Oh. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah, you got some nasty spiders over that side of the Tasman.
There's a lot of nasty things. Spiders, snakes, podcasts, guests.
Bunker officials.
And last one I've got here. Paul Moate blowing out a calf muscle, celebrating an Origin try scorer. We have video footage of that, don't we, Paul?
Yes, we did it at the pub.
Insert here.
Splice it in. Splice it in. I've got a couple other good ones you might have missed here, Carl.
Yep.
Brad Clyde and Robbie Kearns missing an Origin game because Wayne Pearce took them horse riding before the game and they both fell off a horse. That was all time, and every Origin that gets wheeled out. David Kidwell needing a knee reconstruction after tripping over his kid.
Oh, that's right. That's
South. Dave Taylor missing Origin because he quote unquote fell out of bed.
Out of bed. Yep.
There might be a bit more to that story, but we won't go into that on the podcast. And one of my favourites, Ben Shazlowski. I don't know if you remember him. Kind of middling dogs, well, not middling, terrible dogs forward during the dark days. Had a tooth lodged in his head.
Oh.
On a tackle, and they found like 6 weeks later. And a tooth lodged in his head. So that was all time. So that was a good one.
He claimed the cash from the Tooth Fairy, or?
Oh wow! Eh? And one that was a long way before our time. Probably not so. This is probably not so funny, but maybe the grossest injury in league history. When Frank Bumper Farrell bit Bill McRitchie's ear off in the 40s and then spat it out onto the field and then claimed he didn't do it. He was a cop, mind you, bumper foul. He was a police officer, a decorated one in the King's Cross Field. Said he couldn't do it because he had false teeth, and then took his teeth out until he had no teeth in at the time. But everyone knows he did it.
Wow.
So this was Mike Tyson of Evander Holyfield 50 years before Mike Tyson of Evander Holyfield. So that's one of the great injuries.
Wow. Okay. Jesus. Anything else to add, Searley, Paul?
No.
I've got one. It's not an NRL injury, but it's an injury from there's something about Mary where he zipped the bean on top of the Frank.
Oh, well, did you have to go there?
This is PG.
Oh, hold on, blowing testicles.
Ruptured testicle, I see.
Yeah, well, isn't it? Same thing.
This goes on radio, remember, okay? Just
Oh, wow. Paul, you getting dark.
great segue. How did the betting go, Paul?
Yeah, oh, here we go. Talk about blowing testicles. Right, let's start. And because you asked, Carl, we'll go with you first.
Okay.
Your best bet, Tigers to win at $2.15. Bang. Try scorer, Campbell Graham at $2.
Didn't touch the ball.
Same game multi, Panthers to win, Jenkins to score a try, Warbrick to score a try. Close. And your anything other bet, Knights to win by 13 or more at $5.60. Bang.
Woo!
There we go.
Up $97.50 for the week, down $128 for the season.
He's coming.
Still in last place
He's
as we speak.
coming. I need to say, we clipped up that Knights 13 plus piece. Kate Tyler getting a lot of love on social from the punters. Not something you get very often. A lot of love. We like that.
Burners.
So
Okay.
it's the reverse of the podcast, then. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Searley with an asterisk next to it. Best bet, Rabbits, Dogs, either team to win by 1 to 12 at $1.70.
Well, how much did you love the late consolation try?
It was my only win of the weekend, so yeah, fair bit.
Try scorer, Tommy Dearden at $3.30. Same game multi, Hammer to score a try, Turbo to score a try, Dolphins to win. Oh, unlucky us. And anything bet, Dom Young, Issa Ako, and Burns all to score a try. Unlucky us. So Searley was down $65 for the week and is down $27.50 for the season. Teddy, best bet, Titans plus 12.5.
Oh, my Lord. Why did they not take the 2 at the end? Why did they not take the 2? Oh, that 2 penalties in front of the post. Every team takes the 2 these days. I'll never get over that.
Try scorer, CNK, no good.
Oh, surely 2 try assists equal a try.
Same game multi, Knights plus 4.5, Young to score a try, Sharp to score a try at $7.79.
Whoa, nice work.
Anything other bet, under 47.5 in the Rabbits Dogs game, into under 43.5 in the Panthers Storm game. No good.
Not close.
The same game multi, though, meant that he made a profit of $44.75 for the week and is up $172.25 for the season.
You know, that same game multi, I took that myself just before kickoff, but I went Knights straight up, Sharp, Dom Young, counting my money, and then went into the app and forgot that I put Savage in there as well.
Oh.
Absolutely gutted. Absolutely gutted.
Unlucky us. Okay, Blake, best bet, Rabbits to win by 1 to 12 at $2.95. Nice. Katoni Staggs to score a try. No. Same game multi, Hammer to score a try, Turbo to score a try, Manly plus 16.5.
Oh, nice.
Didn't need the 16.5 points there.
$4.50. Well done. Anything bet, Storm plus 12.5, Dragons to win, Wars to win. None of those teams. However,
Couldn't get any further.
Blake was up $110 for the week and is up $260.75 for the season. Me, best bet, Cowboys to win into Tigers to win. Bang.
Nice.
Shibasaki to score a try at $2.20. Bang. Same game multi. KL Edel to score a try. CNK to score a try. 2 assists mean yes. And the Wars to win. No good anyway. Anything bet, Cowboys to win by 13 or more at $3.25. Yes. I was up $229.25 for the week.
Wow.
I'm now up $272.75 for the season and sit at the top of the ladder.
Wow, eh?
Wow.
This is going to be some hell of a collapse for you to run last, Paul.
Can't happen. Impossible.
Are we meant to be happy for you, Paulie? What's the go? You paused there.
That's good stuff for you, man.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Huh.
Treasure this moment, okay?
Take a photo, guys.
Treasure this moment. Right. Spinning wheels coming back, fellas. As you'll see, we haven't
got a real one.
Brought the wheel.
No.
But I did download an app. So we've got an app here with a spinning wheel. On the wheel today, Dragons are crap. Dragons team changes. The Panthers might never lose again. How do we shore up the Warriors left side D? Kieran Foran might be the GOAT. Broncos playmakers dropping like flies. And Milky Jenkins has more tries than 2 teams.
That is. And is one of those teams the Bulldogs?
It is.
I hope we get that one. I've got some views.
Well, I'm going to spin the wheel.
Please be that one.
We're spinning.
Please.
We're spinning.
What is it?
I don't know. It's still spinning.
Please. Come on, Milky. Come on, Milky. Stop! Oh!
This is not even rigged.
No. We can't do that one.
No, I might spin again.
Do it again.
What was it?
How do we fix the Warriors' left side defense? We'll spin again.
Yeah.
We're spinning again.
It's going.
This is riveting audio. This is.
I get the feeling this might be cut.
To those listening on audio, it's just as exciting visually as well. So
I was going to
talk about Adam Pompey. Let's just talk about Adam
kidding.
Pompey.
There's something wrong with this wheel. We've got it again. This is wrong.
Last one. We'll do it again. Surely not. We're spinning again.
This wheel is wonky.
This is why we need the real one.
Okay, here we go. Right, it can't do it this time. Oh, we're almost on Milky.
It is. Milky
Milky.
Jenkins has more tries than the Dragons and the Bulldogs. Both have 11 tries. Milky Jenkins has 12. Who wants to start?
Teddy.
This is going to radio. We don't have a lot of time. Teddy, to you, please.
Well, we won't mention the game we played the other day then around Milky Jenkins. I'll talk about the Dogs, why the Dogs' attack is so horrifically bad. So, why, when, say, you've got Bronson Cherry on your bench and maybe your left centre, which he cracked it about, not playing, goes down hurt, Stephen Crichton, you wouldn't just go, you know what, let's get Bronson Cherry on, because kind of that's what this extended bench was built for, like-for-like replacements. Instead, you go and put Sean O'Sullivan on who misses 2 tackles because he has no idea who he's playing inside or outside, and then rearrange the entire back line. Utter stupidity. Serraldo has lost the plot. I was happy to give him a chance. I was happy to give the bloke a chance, and he certainly improved us from Barrett, even though, to be fair, a wooden stump could improve us from Trent Barrett. But for him to then, for us to pass up on Justin Holbrook and seeing what Holbrook is doing at Newcastle, to have this utter stupidity. This is a week after Preston, Kickout, and Seminole got rearranged for reasons that aren't clear to anybody. The bloke is too smart to think he's too stupid and for his own good, but he's too dumb to realise he's being an idiot. So sorry, Serraldo, you're a clown. In terms of the Dragons, well, you know what? When all you do is tinker, when your solution to every problem is to drop one winger every week, well then you probably got bigger problems there, Shane Flanagan. So he Sharks teams, I reckon, even when they were winning, never ranked out of the bottom 4 or 5 in attack. So I would be looking at the coach first before we get anywhere. And Dan Atkinson, his game at halfback the other day might be the worst game I've seen a halfback play in NRL. But he just I don't know if I'm not saying he's the worst player. I've certainly seen worse halfbacks. But for a guy who could not kick the ball on his home ground within like 20 metres of the dead ball line, he was pounding it. He was kicking those to North Sydney Oval. Anyway, someone say something nice about Tom Jenkins.
You done? Searley, you want to go?
Yeah, look, I will echo a few of those sentiments. I was shocked at that in-game substitution for sure. I actually wanted Sean O'Sullivan to start the game, and if he had made that call in the starting lineup, then I wouldn't have minded it, because I do think the Dogs need a genuine 7, but yeah, it made no sense, the situation they were in that game. You could say the same thing about the Dragons this week, finally playing Kyle Flanagan at 7, Atkinson at 6. Like, is that not what it should have been this whole time? And Kyle probably should have been the 7 over the last couple seasons for the Dragons as well. So both teams making some interesting selections. Milky Jenkins scoring tries for fun. He's become a heck of a footballer. Looks like he's beefed up a little bit. He's at the end of a very good backline, but he's also creating opportunities for himself as well. He well and truly looks like he could be in line for an Origin crack. He was in that wider squad last year, and when you talk about form wingers, his name has to pop up for sure. So yeah, he's a heck of a footballer, and the Dragons and Bulldogs just confuse me at the moment. If I was fans of either of those teams, I would not be happy. The Dragons kind of create opportunities, but then make completely the wrong decisions to be able to cross the try line. It's crazy. They cannot work out their red zone attack at all.
Oh, I think they've worked it out. Walk across, dump it to a second rower, go back to the other side, dump it to a second rower, settler, dump to a second rower, kick it 40 metres over the dead ball line. What a plan.
To be fair, Teddy, there are a whole lot of second rows that are scoring tries these days.
Yeah, but not by turning it inside off a very slow play the ball.
No, correct.
I've found one of the great bets. You know, last year how I rode Knights under
16 or whatever it was, their total points.
I'll tell you what, we're back. You wait till
another one.
I know that. I know the exact bet because I'm on it. The Dragons under at 230 something. Yeah, under 20 points.
I only got $1.80. Okay, we need to talk.
Yeah, we
But
do.
anyway, we'll wait till we get to the betting. Question to you as a former bookie, a serious question on the pod. Would you believe it? Tom Jenkins has scored 12 tries in 5 games. 2, 2, 4, 2, 2. He's still paying $2.45 to get a double this week, or to score 2 or more. How many games of 2 or more tries does he have to score before this is less than even money?
So, was he 245 to score 2?
Correct.
He could score 2 more for the rest of the year, and he would not be under even money.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Good stuff.
If he's under even money to score a double, what price does he score 1 then?
Yeah, well,
$1.40.
He's $1.40.
$1.35?
He's $1.40 now for 1.
Is he?
Well, they are 7.5 point favourites.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Will not happen.
What happens
Will
when
not
the
happen.
Panthers play the Dragons? Or I don't know.
$1.80 to score 4 or more. Okay. Good stuff. Any? No, we'll leave it there, actually. We don't want to open ourselves up. Let's go team list Tuesday. Few interesting names and things. It's really hard you've been back there.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
All right.
That sounded crazy if you're just listening to the audio.
Wow, you can't do that.
It's dodgy podcast has just got dodgier.
On stop.
Well,
What was I talking about? Team list Tuesday. A lot of names. The one for me, I'll start. Brandon Smith back for the Bunnies in the 9 jumper. They are only going to get better with him in the team, I think. So excited to see him run out this week for the Bunnies. Paul?
One player that missed out, and it's through injury, but I just thought that he was like a mini tornado. He came on, went bang, bang, and then he won't be playing this weekend. That was Upper Twiddle, who came on to the wing for the Parramatta Eels. I think touched the ball 3 times, scored 2 tries in the space of a few minutes and scoring one of those tries. And what a brilliant try too. Had no room to move, did his shoulder. So really great to see him get on, but sad that he won't be back again this week. But hopefully he won't be off the playing field for too long because, gee, he looks like a bit of a go. I like the way he plays.
Searley?
Mine is what's going to evolve from here. A player that was named that won't be playing this week, Adam Pompey in the centres. I do not know what the judiciary was watching. I did not see a grade 2 dangerous contact charge right there. That means that it's malicious. And, well, I certainly don't think it was that. I thought it was poor tackle technique, 100%. So to get a 2-game charge is pretty wild there. Now what happens is going to be interesting for me. There's 3 options, right? You put Leka to centre, Murata starts in the second row. You could have Ali come in, Chan swaps edges, or you could have AKP come in, Roger moves into the centres. None of those guys named for the New South Wales Cup side. So clearly they were factoring in these different outcomes before team naming Tuesday. I'm keen to see which way Webby goes.
While we're on that and while we've got you, I haven't seen, how long is Lukey Met out for?
2 to 3 weeks.
Okay. What's your preference of the situation you just talked about?
Well, Leka to centre is probably the least of the disruptions and the option that he has gone for in the past, right? Murata comes in to start second row. I think Murata's been quite good off the bench. An exciting one would be that Olofiana Khan Pereira comes in just because I want to see that speed. And it's been something a lot of fans have been talking about for a while, gives us a little bit of X factor outside of our usual kind of ground them down type of gameplay. The Ali option is exciting too because he would be up on an edge that defensively Nick Meaney, Moses Leo haven't been amazing. So giving us a strike centre there would be cool as well. So I don't mind any of the 3, but the most exciting one is probably the Khan Pereira, just around we would get a first glimpse of him in Warriors colours in first grade.
Cool. Teddy, what have you got?
Well, I love how Shane Flanagan come out and declared that there would be wholesale changes for this week after it. And what he's done is he's injured fullback is out, so he's replaced him with a winger who dropped the week before. And there was another winger suspended. They were the only changes he made. And then he switched his halves around. Oh, well done. Wholesale changes. He has less than 2 weeks to have his job. Jacob Hallengai cannot get a run for love nor money. Only the best young player in the squad. Cade Reid, how are you not giving him a chance already? Just like, it's absolutely ridiculous. All this stuff about this is such a painful way that bad coaches don't understand. They say, "Oh, we don't want to throw this young player in. We don't want to throw him before they're ready. The team's not going good enough." The team's never going to get good enough with you as a coach, champ. So, like, just give him a run. It's just not. Sorry, Seabold. Sorry, that's Joe Walsh will be better because you've gone. I'll give you the tip. Cade Reid will start flying as soon as Flanagan gets resolved. So, and that won't be far away. But I thought it was ridiculous. He's promised the fans after that one of the most guileless, humiliating performances of all time that he's going to make wholesale changes and has done pretty much nothing.
They made the Cowboys look like world beaters on the weekend.
I would say that the advantage line all-time 13 could have given the Dragons a run for their money. As in us.
There's only 5 of us, so yeah, sure. I reckon.
Well, you bring out some former hosts and whatnot. We'll cobble together a team. Wouldn't give them a run. They wouldn't have broken us down inside the red zone. I'll tell you that right now.
13 on 5 overlap. I don't know. I reckon they might get 1.
They'll still turn it back inside.
Okay, let's go to Stat Chat for this week. Teddy, can you remember what your stat of the week was last week?
I was home 12+ underdogs. Got done by the Titans. Broncos. Okay. Fun fact, it's coming back.
I'll start. I'm going to go to the Parramatta Eels Gold Coast Titans game. 5 of the last 6 matches between these two have been decided by a margin of 8 points or less. Something there for the punters. Paul, what do you got?
I'm going to go the Panthers Bulldogs game. The Panthers have won 9 of the last meetings between these two teams. 7 of those 9 wins have been by double digits or more. And the one loss that the Panthers had against the Bulldogs was last year. And this was the Panthers' spine. Dane Laurie, Jack Cole, Brad Schneider, Luke Summerton. In the second row, they had Zach Lipowitz, who I thought was a cop on Hill Street Blues. So
Great, sir.
Yeah,
I
100%.
but I think you're thinking of Sipowicz on NYPD Blue, not Hill Street Blues there.
Oh, anyway, that's the only time the Bulldogs have beaten the Panthers in the last 10 meetings. Panthers have had it all over the Bulldogs. I know the line's big here, 17.5, but crikey, how are the Bulldogs going to stop this Panthers lot?
That's a very long stat.
Very long. Teddy, I forgot to give you a chance to give us a stat for the Para game.
Para Gold Coast, the under is 21-11 when Para play at CommBank. And for the Dogs Panthers, home underdogs of 8 or more in the first 8 rounds cover at 63% since 2008. Don't know if it'll be enough this week.
Searley, what do you got?
There's a couple interesting ones for some underdogs that you could frame, but I think Raiders fans who are down in the dumps would like to hear that the Bunnies have lost their last 5 straight games in Perth, and the Raiders have won 6 of their last 7 against the Rabbitohs. So could they finally turn it on at $2.55? I'm not certain, but I keep expecting them to get it right eventually.
I like it, Searley. Canberra cover at 60% as an underdog, so I think they'll keep this close. The other games, Dragons Manly. Dragons have won 10 of the last 12 clashes in Wollongong against Manly. Broncos Cowboys. The Broncos win record falls from 69% to 43%, and cover record from 62% to 33% when Reece Walsh does not play. There'd hardly be a more impactful player on the comp, including Turbo. Cronulla Roosters, the under is 33-18 when the Sharks play away from Shark Park. Storm Warriors, teams of conceding 50 plus cover at 72% rounds 1 to 8. And Tigers Newcastle, 6 of the last 8 head-to-head games, 34 or fewer. That's a ridiculously low number. So a little one for the unders punters there.
Okay, what's the best of the week then?
Best of the week, the Reece Walsh stat. 69 to 43 win record, 62 to 33 cover record. No Walsh, huge.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And it's a derby.
Yeah, I think Cowboys are going to be very hard to beat this week.
Okay.
Very keen.
All right, well, let's roll into the previews. And the first one we've got then, Dogs, $5.75 head-to-head against Penrith Panthers, $1.14. The line, as we said, 17.5. The total was 47.5. There's no chance the Dogs win this, right?
Teddy?
I'll tell you, I'm going to have 2 bets. Oh, I'm going to have more than 2 bets. Who am I kidding? But I'll recommend 2. I'll recommend 2 bets. I reckon backing Dogs exact score 0, but Dogs plus 17.5 are great. are great bets in this one. I think this line is far too big because Dogs are still a pretty good defensive side. So I think the 17.5 too big, and this is like Penrith will come out and win this by 40. Like absolutely, their attack is unreal. But at some stage, they're going to flatten out a bit with what they're doing with the ball. And I think the Dogs can frustrate them defensively because Serraldo knows the side, pretty well. They kind of, when the Dogs and Panthers play recently, they've been pretty low scoring. Like 3 of the last 4 gone under. 7 of the last 8 of the core, 42 are under. So the unders a bet here for sure. But the plus here is just way too big for mine. Home 12 plus underdogs cover 74%. I can't put a knock on the Panthers. Like there's just absolutely no knock on the Panthers here at all. I don't think the Dogs will score more than 10 points. So you can kind of have a bet that, if the Dogs score a couple of tries, will Penrith get to 30? That's kind of what you're betting on here. I'm happy to say they won't. On Thursday night, I think on short weeks they're going to be heavily focused on defence. So look, confidence is not high, but I'll be taking the Dogs plus 7.5 and having a bet on the under and having a bet on the Dogs exact total 0 and Dogs 0 to 10 points.
Just trying to see what that multi would be if you take plus 17.5 into Dogs exactly 0.
I'm not sure you can put the exact score in the same game multi. We'll have to look at that.
We can get Dogs
Under.
That's
Dogs 0 to 10. In fact, I'm not sure TRB New Zealand offer exact score 0, so I'll take that back.
Where we do.
You do exact points, but I think when you get to 0 to 10 is where it goes to until maybe late in the week.
10.
Where are we talking about? Oh, there we go. No, that's not.
No.
Anyway, I'll find it.
Yeah.
I'll find it. What are you thinking in this game, Paul?
I agree with Teddy that 17.5 is a very, very large line, and I'm still going to take it minus 17.5. If you have a look at the Panthers, what they've done so far this season, they held the Broncos to 0 points. The Broncos, 0. They held the Sharks to 6 points. They held the Roosters to 4 points. They really rise. I think it was Blake who said a week or two ago that this isn't the most talented or star-studded Panthers team, but they're the most efficient. And I think I understand what he's saying. They really, really do know each other's jobs inside and out, and they lift when they play an opponent of a high quality. Now you can argue.
Well, why would they be lifting for this week then?
I knew you were going to come. But I think they look at teams, and are these teams going to be around when it comes to top 8 time? I think the Bulldogs are still a chance of making the 8, but I think they rise again against the Dogs here. So minus 7. I know the stats are against them. I just think this is a very, very unique Panthers side, and I think they're going to break a whole heap of records. So I've decided I'm going to ride them until they don't cover the spread. So I'm taking the minus 17.5.
Just haven't found it, but if you like, you could take 20 points or less in the game at $29. That would fall into the window you want there, Teddy.
Like it.
Searley, what do you reckon?
Yep, shocking news for Panthers fans. Paul Moati is on, so that is not great news. But I will say I think the Panthers will be way too good. Dogs given up 56 points over their last 2 games. Historically, their defense has been really good. I think they're down on confidence at the moment, and I think this Panthers team, fired up by Nathan Cleary's 200th game, what a CV he has put together over those 200 games. I just think they're a juggernaut at the moment, and my best bet for this week is literally for the Panthers to be the only team to score 10-plus points at $3.15. I reckon they choke the Dogs out in this game. So, look, happy to be proven wrong, but I just think they are machine-like at the moment in terms of fitness, in terms of discipline. Like their willingness to scramble for each other, even when they're up by 40 points, is crazy. And to add to that, they get Mitch Kenny back. That was probably the most impressive part of last week for me. He's been that guy where you take him out of their team over the last couple of years and they haven't looked as crisp because he's their energy guy, leads the defensive line speed. But yeah, him back, I think they get it done easily.
Teddy, if you're Bronson and you're sitting on the bench last week and you don't get put on, how are you feeling? I know he's playing this week, but
well, seeing as he cracked it for being switched sides and spent a whole summer sulking, I'm imagining he didn't take it all that well. He's gonna have to try and put in. This is maybe a rare opportunity for him to showcase his talents to other clubs. So I would expect him to be put in. And to be honest, Stephen Crichton has been so bad this year. Like this is not being talked about at all. He has been horrific defensively. We've been leaking tries down his side all year. Like he has been very, very poor since switching sides. So I would not be surprised if when he comes back, Crichton is moved to the right. I'm not saying that will definitely happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if considering he loves to tinker, that will happen. But yeah, like you mentioned, all the numbers you're mentioning before, right? Like I am a slave to the numbers, and even I can't can't get too excited about the big plus this week. Like there's plenty of good numbers favouring Penrith as well. I think someone mentioned before, they're different gravy at the moment, and they might be a team like the Storm of yesteryear, where you just have to ignore some numbers and just kind of go with what you see, because they are unbelievable at the moment.
I like that, the eye test.
And shout out to Nathan Cleary too for barely being a first grader and making 200 games and winning 4 premierships and play for Australia and New South Wales and maybe on his way to the points record and whatnot. Kudos.
You've done okay, pal. Next one, probably not normally a game I would like to insert into this preview section, but Dragons paying $2.80 against the Kieran Foran coached Manly Seagulls at $1.44. The line 8.5, the total 49.5. After watching that Dragons game last week, I cannot see how Manly potentially don't score another 50 here. I think Manly absolutely run right. I know, Teddy, you said they Dragons, the stats around playing at Wollongong before, but Dragons are cooked.
Dragons my best bet of the week. Check that one. Plus 8.5. I've given it to him all week. I love Tyrrell Sloan at fullback. I think he offers a bit more at the back. Floating teams typically do bounce back off a really bad showing. The Dragons, they've covered
showings.
Big
What about bouncing back?
Well, they've kind of just generally been insipid. Last week was like the real kind of catalyst of like player meetings and all that kind of rubbish. Like, I think this is a week they're about to. And I also cannot cop Manly as a big road favourite at all. Like, there's all this gushing about Kieran Foran. Kieran Foran did well because he wasn't Anthony Seibold. No, that's why. Like, this was very much a reaction to not playing for him. When have you seen Jake Trbojevic put that effort in over the first month of the year? You didn't. So, like, it was a great effort, and he's back there again, and they'll get the same effort out of it. But Manly, they've covered just 3 of their last 15 away as a favourite away from Brookvale, 14 of 37 off a win, 7 of 20 away from Brookvale off a win. So I'm chips in the Dragons plus 8.5. I think that's a ridiculous line all in all.
Kieran Foran still not Anthony Seibold, and Manly 1 from 1 under Kieran Foran. That's all I need.
And all those stats that Teddy just mentioned, Seibold would have been in charge for a whole heap.
Yeah, for a lot of them, yeah. But also a fair few before as well.
Manly 1 from 1 cover the line under Kieran Foran.
Well, let's not let recency bias get in the way of.
No, I'm not. I'm just a stats man. I like the stats. Searley, what do you like in this game?
I don't know. Part of me is a little bit nervous about this one, but then when I break it down and I think Turbo playing unreal, Kohler playing unreal, Hamole Olakauatu playing unreal, I just think Manly have more points in them than the Dragons do. So that's kind of the way I'm leaning. But yeah, Dragons have won 9 of their last 10 against Manly at Wynn Stadium. They have by far the better record there. But I just think Manly, off the back of a confidence building win, they made a decent side, and the Dolphins look really average last week, and I think their attack just has too many threats for the Dragons to be able to control. I surely expect a lift for Flano. The players talking about it yesterday were like, he was so heartbroken, he hates us basically, we need to lift for him. So surely they get some type of response, but I don't think it'll be enough.
What do you like, Paul?
I like Manly. This is another use your eye as opposed to the numbers. Yeah. Use your eye here. What have you seen? And what I saw was a rejuvenated Manly Sea Eagles side, like albeit very small sample size, recency bias. Chuck that in as well.
Literally the smallest sample size you can have.
I don't care. I'm going to ride this one. We are going to see the attack of Manly just absolutely go nuts over the next 3 or 4 weeks. So I'm jumping on. Minus 8.5, I don't care.
I hope we see another 22 hit-ups from Corey Waddell. That's what I'm hoping for.
Next one. The Melbourne Storm, $1.36 versus our 1 NZ Warriors at $3.10. The line is 9.5. The total, 47.5. I am not sure about this one. I would like to think the Warriors can bounce back. I think the Storm, what have they lost? 2 or 3 in a row now? We've got them at a great time. Part of me is nervous about the Storm losing 2 or 3 in a row and the Craig Bellamy effect. I saw a stat on Instagram. Again, it's a very small pool here, but the last time the Storm conceded 50 back in 2003, the following week they put on 50. So I don't really know. I'm still going to back the Warriors, obviously, but I don't really know. Paul?
This is a horrible, horrible spot for the Wars. I'm sorry to say. The Storm have had it over the Wars. I don't remember the last time the Wars beat the Storm.
It's been 17 games. Yeah.
2016, was it? Wasn't Aish part of that game?
Gee, you were still at school.
What?
That's how long ago it was. Yeah, no. And them coming off a big, big loss back at home. I'm not betting on this game.
Please.
Okay.
That's a lie. That's a
will-
lie.
I will
Best
have
bet, Paul, having a bet on this game.
I will have some bets on this game, but I will not be confident in many of them because I will be taking the Wires in a certain plus. I don't like it.
Searley.
Yeah, we've lost our last 17 against them. We haven't won at Amy Park since 2014, but none of that matters. The ambusher Amy is well and truly on. The Storm are not the same football side they were. Yes, they get back Jack Howarth. He will be a great inclusion. I still think there's frailties on their edge defensively. We need to go hard at that Cooper Clark, Nick Meaney, Moses Leo side. And yeah, hopefully we have a strike centre in there that can bring some razzle-dazzle to our attack and we can get the job done. It's all about playing percentages. We need a complete high. Our defence needs to show up. We need to be not defending for 70% of the game so that we're not so fatigued. We need to get to our kick because there was a 20-minute period last week in the first half where we did not do that. We just need to play like we did in the first 3 rounds and like we did in the first 10 minutes of both of the last 2 games. Things were working. We strayed away from it. Cannot understand why, but it is what it is. I back us to bounce back here. We need to put Fa'alogo under fatigue and try make him run out of the back of his backfield so that when it gets to red zone attack, he's not so energetic and explosive. That right there is the recipe to win. Webby knows it. The whole team knows it. They will bounce back. Everyone needs to chill out in the Instagram comments. We're a better footy side than we have been over the last few years. And all of a sudden, everyone is just losing it. And it frustrates me. We will win this weekend. And then the whole nation will be back on board. Go the mighty One New Zealand Warriors.
Almost had a dust up with my neighbour watching the game last week. Just the way he was talking about that. I'm like, man, come on. We're not.
Hey, blokes that haven't watched a game of rugby league in 20 years. My dad, one of them, John Searle, texted me and said, watch the Warriors for the first time tonight. With about 10 M's. And I just replied and said, how are your All Blacks tracking, John? And I got no response.
John, you can stay out of this one, mate.
Yeah, hit the road, John. We don't need you here, John. And I tell you what.
Taste in sport, John.
Yeah, my other sibling, James, he's a curse as well. He came to that game back at Go Media 2 weeks ago against the Tigers. His first game in 3 years, and what happened? We lost. So, James Searle, you can hit the road too.
James, get out.
Whoa.
We don't want you. John, James, what about Jack? Jenny?
No, we don't. I'm the throwaway there with a B, aren't I? But, yeah.
Okay.
JR, Bobby.
John and Jack, get out. No, not Jack. It was James.
James, yeah. But Jack's good enough. He's more a Jack than a James, I reckon.
I can see Teddy's
Through the
just
whole family tree here.
jumping at the bit just to have a bit of a go on this game.
Oh, I've got some views on the Warriors, and they're very opposite to what Searley just said. Holy moly!
You're on the clock.
Is Roger? I'm not sure. I'm not sure Wakefield Trinity are going to go through with the contract with Roger if he played like he did last week. That was abhorrent. Some of the moronic play from the Warriors has been very disappointing. And bear in mind, I am someone with a top 4 ticket on the Warriors, so I do want the best for them. It has been very, very. What's happened to his hands? He can't catch. That's very unlike Roger. He used to be captain reliable. I say we need to get him into the centres and get Calm Prayer on the wing. I think that's where the move has to be. For that, Chan's also very disappointing last week. But we'll go to the numbers. And oh boy, these numbers are not good for the Wars. 17 straight for the Storm, blah, blah, blah. We all know the head-to-head record. What should concern everyone, though, is teams are conceding 50, cover at 64%, full stop for 2 decades. rounds 1 to 8, cover 72% for 2 decades. Now, I agree with Searley that this is not the Storm of the last few years, but I think they will absolutely pump this Warriors team because they cannot tackle for love nor money. So I am chips in on the Storm. I'll be back in the Storm, -8.5. Storm 13 plus, Storm 30 plus in this one. I think this one gets ugly.
So what you said there was there's a 28% chance that the Warriors cover the line there.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Pretty good to take $1.90, about a 28% chance.
Yeah.
You'll take it. Well, I don't want to end up in the same precarious situation as your neighbour, so I'll just keep a mouth shut from here.
I almost got there this morning, Teddy. I'll give you the tip. Last one, Tigers $1.70. Another game that I wouldn't normally want to put on here. Tigers $1.70. The Knights $2.15. These teams are inside the top 4. Yes, I said that. They're inside the top 4. They're the two of the best 4 teams going around at the moment. This is wild. Tigers $1.70. Knights $2.15. The line 3.5. The total 49.5. I hate doing it, but I'm going to take the Knights again here.
Whoa.
Oh, look at the number 1 Knights fanboy over here.
No, I can't stand it, but I like that $2.15. I like it.
Crazy price. I think they're playing better than the Tigers.
Yeah.
They've won 7 of the last 8 against the Tigers, when both have generally been pretty ordinary teams. They won the last 2 at Campbelltown. Tigers covered just 3 of their last 12 when favoured. The Knights, 28 and 13% in the afternoon, 15 and 8% in the afternoon on the road, 10 and 7 against the spread of scoring 30 plus. I don't know how you're not with the Knights in this one. And the under is close to the best bet of the week as well. I mentioned before, 6 of the last 8, 34 or fewer. Of course, 6 of the last 8 have gone under, but the under is 19 and 10 when Tigers play in daytime. There's just myth around the Tigers that they're a high-scoring, loose team. That just doesn't exist anymore. They are one of the premier under teams in the comp. The under is 24 and 17 when the Knights are on the road, 11 and 5 when they're off a 13 plus win. Like, very confident Knights, very confident under.
That's 49.5 as well. That's a big
Crazy.
And the thing that makes me lean Knights even more is they absolutely bottled 4 or 5 tries on the weekend as well. They were over the line. Like, they could have scored 50 easy.
Just put it down, Sandon Smith. Just put it down.
What do you like in this one, Paul? Who do you like?
I actually like the way the Tigers are going about their business.
Love that. Love that.
Great news.
There's a change in culture there. It's taken a while. They get Jerome Luai back into the halves. I'm giving them a big chance here back home, so I don't mind.
Name, was he?
He was, wasn't he?
Nope.
No.
Get on the Knights now, punters. Get on the Knights.
Oh, what a great analysis. Jerome Luai back. That's my reason for backing them. He literally can't be back because he wasn't named in the 22 players named.
Do you know who was named, though? Patrick Herbert.
Former Warrior.
He's been named a couple of times.
Where has he been for the last 3 years?
Oh, that's a good question.
I don't think he's been playing. Yeah.
No.
He's been in the gym. He looks great.
From the Titans in 23 and then signed a train and trial deal in November.
Yeah, got dropped after one of the great no drawing passes in the Titans finals game.
Yes, that's right. Not Teddy, Searley. Who do you like in this one?
Yeah, this one screams an either team to win by less than 12.5 points bet for me, $1.72. I have not been this excited for a Tigers-Knights game in a long time. I love how it got the poo slinger slot right last game of the weekend. When the AI did this draw, they expected this to be a wooden spoon bowl, but it is certainly not that. I like the Tigers. I like the attitude they're playing with at the moment. You can tell Benji's put a lot of pride in this team and that jersey. I like their mix of youth and experience. They're an exciting team to watch. They're taking it to opposition teams too, but I've been shocked at that Knights forward pack in particular. I expected them to be out-muscled almost every week, but guys like McEwen and that have really stood up. I think Frizzell moving to the bench has been massive, and Saifidi has gone back to his old days in terms of form. So, Yeah, this is an either team fence it. Gun to head, I'd probably go the Tigers, but the record for the Knights against the Tigers is outstanding. And the Tigers struggle to win at Campbelltown. So, yeah, I can see why people are excited about the 215 underdog status for sure.
Yep. All right, let's get to some betting.
Bit of feedback there.
I'll start.
Did you? Was it good feedback or?
Always
All
from
right,
you,
John.
boys.
All right, John.
Still off, John.
My best bet this week, Dragons under 20.5 total points at $1.80. They haven't topped 20 points at all this season. Try scorer, Tom Trebojevic, $1.92.
So you like Manly this week, yeah?
Same game multi. Manly 13 plus. Turbo to score, Kohler to score at 574. And anything else?
Manly 30 plus.
Either shut up. This is my turn. Anything else? Either team by 10 or less in the Eels Titans into the Knights head to head at $4.30. Paul, what do you got?
Best bet, Roosters to beat the Sharks, $1.82. Try scorer, Whaolongo at $1.80. Was tempted to go 2+.
Who does he play for?
He plays for the team in Melbourne.
Oh.
At same game, multi, I took, where is it? There it is. Kohler, Tommy Turbo, Tyrell Sloan, all to score tries, $10.36. My anything bet, it's a double. It's the Panthers to win by 13 or more into North Queensland Cowboys plus 3.5. Done.
Okay. Searley?
It's alarming because those were actually some quite good bets from Paulie, and he's tracking well. We had the same game multi, but you best believe I'm changing that on the spot right now. My best bet, only Penrith to score 10 plus points in the Penrith Dogs game, $3.15. My try scorer, Fletcher Sharp, 6 tries in 3 games against the Tigers. Paulie's favourite player, crazy he didn't have him in, $2.25. My same game multi was Turbo, Kohler, and Sloan. I'm now going Turbo, Kohler, and only Manly to score 20 plus points at $7.01. And my anything else, Parramatta head to head, either team 1 to 12, Tigers and Knights. That gets you $2.85.
Cool. I'll do Blake's, and then Teddy, you can bring us home. Blake's best bet, Dragons plus 8.5. Try scorer, Fletcher Sharp. Same game multi, Marky Mark, Daniel Tupou, and under 51.5 at $7.40. That's in the Roosters game. And then anything else, Panthers 13 plus, Eels 1 to 12, Tigers 1 to 12 at $13.71. Yours, please, Nick Tedeschi.
With Asia, best bet, Dragons plus 8.5 at $1.90. Anytime try, Surfar Longo, $1.80. Same game multi, North Queensland plus 3.5, over 49.5 points. Braden Burns try, $5.55. Any other, a little double here, Canberra to win, Newcastle to win at $5.48.
Nice work, fellas. Thank you very much. Thank you for your patience at the start of the day. To the punters, the listeners, thank you. We'll be back next week to do it all again on the Advantage Line.